Sting, will you please stop? Like, put the brakes on. Cut the cocky shit out. You have nothing to be cocky about right now. Like, these Dragon Slayers. Stop. So at the beginning of this chapter, we immediately find out that Erza can't write for shit because it's been since the Sun Village arc that she sent out that letter, and they're just now arriving because they couldn't understand her chicken shit writing. So she's an epic and badass fighter, but when it comes to literature, she is just shit at writing. There you go. Which I guess would make sense because for a big chunk of her childhood, she was mainly, you know, in captivity, didn't learn anything, and then when she was younger, she went straight away to a guild and was just like, you know, fighting shit and doing shit. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if most of Fairy Tail is illiterate and can't write for shit. I mean, did we ever really see lessons of like Makarov teaching them how to write? Although Levy is pretty smart, so it might just be that Erza's just kind of dumb. And what's up with this whole thing with face? It's like, it started off with 20 in one translation, and then it was like, no, it's 2,000. I was like, oh, okay. And now it's 3,000. Like, how many fucking faces are there? One thing about the chapter that kind of confused me a bit is they were talking about the chairman and how he was the, you know, remote to controlling all the face and activating them at once. And they said that he's dead. You know, obviously, of course, we knew that. But then they said that they revived him using a necromancer. Do they mean that they revived his ability, or that the chairman was actually revived from the dead and maybe he's like a demon now? Like, I was a little bit sketchy regarding that particular part, but in a nutshell, it's basically that they have the power to remotely control face. And now we have a new countdown as well, so that was another little element added in there, a little plot device, so to speak. So now it's basically that they have an hour before face goes off, so now we're gonna have another countdown like we had last time. This time though, I'd imagine, like, again, it has to be Lumen Histore that's going to stop it. Nothing else would make sense. I mean, Natsu and the guild can't take out 3,000 face within an hour, or, you know, 2,000. Whatever the correct fucking translation is, they just can't do it. So, if it's not Lumen Histore that's going to do it probably at the last second after Makarov has to go through some ordeal to activate it. Like, right here, this whole thing is perfect setup for, which it will be sad, but I think it's past due at this particular point for Makarov to make the ultimate sacrifice. Maybe Lumen Histore is some sort of sacrificial thing where you use this power and it could do what you need, but at the end of it, you know, the person that uses it will ultimately pass on, and at that particular point, it will be perfect. Makarov does it, he saved the guild and the world for his children, and then maybe it'll feel a little bit different as well because we'll have a new headmaster at some given point. But then again, that's making assumptions regarding Lumen Histore. We don't know exactly what capabilities and what cost it has. It pains me, first of all, to see Minerva just there crying on the ground. I mean, I get it. Again, like I said last week's chapter, fucked up life, you know, she's just drained and tired of fighting, but it just pained me to see this evil, manipulative bitch just cry there like, yeah, I'll go back to the guild with you guys, and like, you know, she's just doing a complete 180 regarding her character. So not really feeling that as far as her just being completely different as of what we're seeing right now. I really hope like maybe there's some sort of ploy in all this, in a sense like, yeah, she's sort of good, but she's still going to be a bitch or something. But the biggest thing that irked me with this chapter, Sting. I'm not the biggest Natsu fan. I'm not. Like, Natsu is whatever. But who the fuck do you think you are? When Erza was like, yo, I'm going to take them. Be careful. And he's like, who do you think I am? I ain't Natsu. Like, you ain't talking to Natsu. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You and your boyfriend Rogue, both of you got owned by you aren't Natsu. Like, are you fucking joking right now? And it's like, in the battle that they have, they couldn't do shit against Smart Gear. In all honesty, this was a mismatch. Bring them in after saying that they've been doing some extensive training. They did something incredible to boost up their power if you're going to do with this fight. Because as of right now, it's kind of like, you fucked up, you do. If you fucked up, you don't. If they do defeat him, it's bullshit because then that means that, like, you know, Natsu would wipe the floor with Smart Gear at this particular point because we've seen what Natsu did to them. Natsu fucking soloed both of them with pretty much ease. So, you fucked up, you have them basically dominate Smart Gears, and they're getting dominated. But then at the same time, it's like, you fucking crusty pieces of shit. You're doing nothing. They haven't, like, the fight just started, granted, but they can't hit him, they can't attack him, and I don't think they should be able to defeat him. Maybe they could slow him down or something. Maybe they can try some techniques that they have to freeze him up or some shit, but at the end of the day, they're damned if they do it, they're damned if they don't. They shouldn't be able to defeat him because then that means, again, Natsu should be able to own the fuck out of Smart Gears if they had a battle, and at the same time also, if they're able to defeat him, then that means that they're like on some Celestial Spirit King power. It doesn't make sense. But then they're just looking crusty and getting beaten up, so what was the point of bringing them in? Bring them in if you're going to say that they had this massive power-up, or put them in a different fight. I would have been fine with them fighting, like, Kyoka or one of the grunts or something. Fight Jackal or fight one of those people. Like, they would have been better off fighting one of the supporting people. Not Mark Geer. They, like, in all honesty, I see it going down with them just being, like, fucked up after a couple of chapters. They're just going to be knocked out on the ground. Like, there's no other way around it. And I'm curious, did they end up getting away, Erza, Minerva, and the two cats? Because I didn't mention this in my last review. I mentioned in the comments or whatever, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is the events that Future Rogue was talking about, where Fro will die, because Fro was like, I'm ready to fight, and I'm guessing that Hiro is keeping that, hopefully, in the back of his mind as well. That's why he had Fro saying, like, you know, I'm ready to go, and Lecter's like, in your dreams, we're getting out of here, we're going with them. So, if they did get away, then this won't be the events, because they were saying, you know, they're basically leaving, but we didn't actually get to see them get very far, so they might just be in the vicinity. And if Mark Geer, you know, decides to do some explosion or some shit, this could be what sets off Future Rogue, so to speak. Then again, though, Rogue, at this point, should have learned his lesson, like, yeah, I don't want to turn into that guy, because Future Rogue was a piece of shit at the end of the day. He killed Sting, all because he lost his fucking cat. He went nuts. So, this could be the event, this could not be the event. I don't know how much time has passed in the fairy tale world, because since that arc, we've had the Sun Village arc, and then we've been progressing through this arc, so I'm not sure how long has passed. But the good parts of this chapter, the best parts of this chapter, was the Gray versus Silver, hinting a little bit more at this particular point, based on what this arc is called, how, like, you know, each thing is set up with different arc names. It's called Father and Son or something like that. I'm guessing, based on what was said in this chapter, because Gray was basically like, you have that face and similar voice and everything, but who the fuck are you? You're not this person. This person probably looks identical to either his father or Ultir's husband or something that he considered a father at some given point that he met maybe or something, and he saw that person die more than likely, or he heard about that person's death, and he's like, there's no way that this person could be here. And whoever that person is, again, if it's Gray's father or whatever the case may be, and we're going to get into that next week, which I'm excited about that, this person probably sold their soul to Tartarus to be revived, and like, okay, it's like, you know, I'm a demon now, but I have the same appearance. Or, you know how Tartarus basically, they can change appearances or whatever? This could just be some demon that maybe knew of him and blew themselves up or got killed and then revived and took on that appearance and everything and has some of those memories. Maybe that's why this person knows quite a bit about Gray, because either he took on these memories, but then it also makes me wonder, how did he know about Natsu? Because it's been hinting that he knows about Natsu and different things. So it's really making me wonder, how the fuck would he know all of this about, like, Gray's life and everything if he's from the past? So there's definitely something. Hero didn't completely spoil us, and I'm glad that it's starting to get a little bit more mysterious again. It's like, okay, maybe he has the appearance of somebody that Gray knows, but there's more to it than that, because he knows too much about Gray's current life if he's somebody from Gray's past. So I'm interested to see about that. And ultimately, for the most part, we got slight progression in a sense. We're getting towards the whole revelation of who Silver is. Sting and Rogue versus Mark Geer has started up, but they ain't doing shit. This was a mismatch. They shouldn't even be on this battlefield right now. They should be fighting somewhere else or something. And just to see Minerva's characterization is like, I understand at this particular point she's slightly developed, but not to do a 180 where she's crying and being carried away by Erza, the same woman that she's been trying to kill for the past, like, 3 arcs. So, overall, it's like, average to fine type of chapter. I'm leaning between 5 and 6. I guess I'd give it just a 6, because that ending is really getting towards the climax, and we did get some progression since the fight did start, and we learned that Erza is a fucking retard when it comes to writing. That was pretty funny. But aside from that, really not that much in this chapter, and let's get away from the Sting and Rogue stuff. At the end of the day, Sting and Rogue, once again, it's like, gives me too many fucking bad memories of some of the shit, especially the ending. Like, Sting is acting all cocky. If he pulls another fucking... And he shouldn't even be acting cocky, like, especially what he did at the end of the Grand Magic Games. Not only did you get beasted on by Natsu, you were a fanboy of his, but then you cried and gave up over your cat at the end of the Grand Magic Games, and you're acting cocky? Like, you fucking on drugs, bro? I mean, even in this chapter, Mark Geers was pretty much like, you're a lowly human. How dare you use Dragon Slayer magic? He doesn't even acknowledge them as true Dragon Slayers. If that doesn't say, you know, enough, then I don't know what is. Because at the end of the day, Mark Geers, while he's an evil bastard, he seems for the most part like a realist. And he basically is saying, yo, they're fucking lowly humans and they didn't do shit to him. So, yeah, I'm, again, between 5 and 6. I'll probably give it 6 just because I feel like it's still slightly alright. It wasn't too bad. We didn't get an outcome as of yet. And just a mismatch. Why is this fight even happening? Let me know what you guys think regarding this fight. First of all, Sting and Rogue versus Mark Geer. Do you feel like it's a mismatch? What do you think about this fight? How do you feel about Sting having the nerve to say, I ain't Natsu? You're damn right you ain't Natsu. I'm not a Natsu fan, but you're fucking beneath him. Even though you're trying to copy that friendship shit, his friendship shit is too strong. And also, any theories regarding this whole Silver and Grace situation? Do you think that Silver is basically like a Tartarus reincarnation of Gray's past father? If so, how does he know about some of the people in Gray's life currently? What is your take on the whole matter? Just your overall thoughts of the chapter. Again, I was slightly disappointed in certain areas. I'm just like, if it keeps going down like this road with the Sting and Rogue shit, it's going from like, it went from like I was giving 9s and 10s to slowly going down. It's like, don't do this, hero. Get Sting and Rogue the fuck up out of here. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, you can do so as well. That'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.